Hey, what's going on, guys? This is 5 Large Fries, and I hope you've got your hard hats on because we're about to enter the data mine. So the Smite 3.18 patch has gone into the public test servers, and people have data mined this and found some really juicy stuff. I'm going to give a link to my source in the description down below, so check it out if you want to read everything and see everything in its entirety and keep up to date, because this website is fantastic for Smite related data mines, right? So let's go through the two juicy bits. Now, the two juicy bits I think you guys are going to enjoy is, first of all, is Camazotz kit has been found. It's been leaked, whatever you want to call it. So let's go through that now really quickly. So his passive is called Essence Pool, and it's a heal. What did I say? Passive lifesteal. That's exactly what I think this is going to be. Take this with a pinch of salt, because everything can change. Although it's been found in data mines, you know, they still can change things. So take this with a tiny pinch of salt, but I'm pretty confident that this is going to be exactly what Camazotz kit will be. So his first ability will be called Camazotz Essence. It's a deployable. Now, I'm thinking here this is going to be very similar to Neith's 3, where she does like an AoE that sort of it damages minions and gods, and she gets the health from that damage. So I think that's going to be what his first ability will be. His second ability is called Vampire Bats. Now, this is a slow and damage over time. So I think this is going to be like a line shot, very similar to how Aphrodite has her birds. This is going to be Camazotz's version. It's going to be bats, and it's going to be a slow and damage over time, which is obviously going to help him to do damage. It's going to help him to catch up with people that he wants to get the kill on. It's a fantastic skill for an assassin, and I'm pretty confident at this point he is an assassin, because his ultimate just screams it, which we'll get into in just a second. His 3 ability is called Siphon Power. It's an AoE ability. Now, I think personally this is going to be a physical, or, you know, it's going to be protections shred. It's going to be a debuff, I think, personally. And that is really cool. Again, it will help him out get the kills, because they're going to be debuffed. He's going to be dealing even more damage. It's going to be great. Now, his ultimate is... it just sounds crazy. This is amazing. I'm really excited for this. Now, it's called Deadly Bite. It's in this data mine. It says it's stated as old, so maybe it's not going to be the ultimate. But I would love to see this being the ultimate. So the ultimate reads that Camazotz flies straight up, then chooses a ground target. So this, for me, it feels like Thanatos. You know how Thanatos goes up in the air, he flies about, and he chooses where he wants to land. It feels like that, but Camazotz latches onto the closest enemy god, silencing them and damaging them over time while healing himself. So Camazotz will take reduced damage while he's channeling this ultimate, but if he takes 25% of his health in damage, he'll be knocked off early. If he channels for the full duration, he is healed, and enemy gods under 15% when the channel finishes will be executed. Now, this is ridiculous when you consider the damage here is at 200 at its basic, and at max it's 800 plus 100% of your physical power. So he's definitely got to be an assassin, right? That, especially with him having an execute there, that for me is just assassin material right there. And I think this is going to be so scary when you get hit by this ultimate and you've got this bat latching onto you, leeching your life away. And then if you've gotten to below 15% health, you're just going to die. He's going to kill you. That is just scary. And of course, you've got the player cards here. So this is his recolor right here, which I think looks the best. I'm probably going to get his recolor because purple is such a nice color. It's one of my favorite colors, I'm not going to lie. It is so nice. So that's Camazotz right there. Now let's scroll up, because up here we actually have a new god, guys. A new god has been leaked in this data mine, and it's called Thoth, or Thoth, however you want to pronounce it. I'm probably butchering the name again. So let's get into it. So for me, I think this personally is going to be a guardian. I'd love for it to be a mage, because obviously Thoth is a mage item, as in Book of Thoth, and it increases your magical power. But personally, I think this will be a Guardian purely because his new mechanic, which we'll get into in just a second. So in here, it says this general info here. So apparently he might have a dash, which will be pretty cool. Or he'll have maybe a double leap. So think maybe Jingtian or Jingtian, however you want to pronounce it. I said that twice actually, but however you want to pronounce that, think of his double jump. I think that's probably what Thoth will have, or maybe a dash. It'll be one of the two. So his first ability is called Glyph of Judgment. It's a projectile. I think this personally is going to be a debuff, possibly. So it's going to be very similar to Capri, where he fires his ball out and he does the debuff on enemies, but he does buffs on allies, which I think personally that's going to be very similar to what Glyph of Judgment is. He's got Assault Shooter, which there's nothing here about it, but this is possibly going to be some form of maybe attack speed or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it will be attack speed if it's a Guardian, but if it's a Mage, that's perfect. Like, it feels like Thoth, if this is the case, will be maybe a hyper carry, which would be really cool. His third ability, which is where the new mechanic apparently comes in, is a deployable. It's called Speed Glyph. Now, the new mechanic is that if an ally shoots a projectile through the glyph, it grants a bonus. Now, they're still studying what this bonus is, so again, like I said, I'll give a link to this website in the description down below. But personally for me, I think this will be extra damage, so I think maybe this skill 3 will be on a high cooldown, because what will happen is it will grant extra damage to maybe the, if it is a support character like a Guardian, then it's going to grant extra damage to your carry, which will be fantastic. So his fourth ability, which is his ultimate, obviously, is called Hieroglyphic Assault. Now, I think personally, because it says here it's a projectile, I think this is going to be very similar maybe to how Anur has his ultimate, where he throws a load of spears in a rapid succession. I think that's going to be exactly what this is. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up this video here, guys. Again, like I say, if you want to check out all of the data mine, you can check it out in the link in the description below. Until next time, guys, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next video.